Well, that's not every day I get to meet a drug dealer.
I don't judge, I just deliver.
To everyone.
I've got laborers in construction, corporate geeks, grandmothers.
How are you?
I'm not a drug dealer, I'm a distributor.
This guy's virgin lungs, huh?
This is a big decision I have to make.
I said I'm sorry, babe. What more do you want from me?
Why'd you have to be friends with these wogs? Go back to your country, you stupid wogs.
This suburb is called Durrock. It's blackfella land.
Hey, little brother. Look at you, eh? So cute. Side order of white guilt.
What are you gonna do about it, guys?
God!
What are you doing, guys?
So, what's your story then?
I have no story.
Oh, tell me what happened.
Please, Tim, don't take my son away from me. I need him. I need my son.
How long have you been clean?
Where's your buddy Tez? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Where is he?
Because of the drugs.
Not everything's about drugs.
Why you hate to be Arabic so much?
Because I hate the way they look at me.
It's 5 minutes. That's all I want to do. I just want to have a quick conversation for 5 minutes just to say hello.
I never get to see him walk. I didn't get to be there for his first birthday. What are you doing, Vicky? Why are you hurting?
What about the baby? Where are my rights? I just want to see my son.
You control your life, son, not the other way around.
You got balls now. Disrespecting your employer?
I see a different version, Terence.
It's the best version of me.
You've already missed 2 years. You're never gonna get that back.
Get in your work box.
It's my fault.
It's not your fault.
No, you ungrateful dog.
You're a tough guy. Is that what you are now?
You don't even care, do you?
You never know what's going to punch you in the back of the head.
Come and join us up on the stage, everybody. Give our cast and team a wonderful big round of applause. Okay, it's all right. You can look now. It's all right. You can look now. Ah, there they are. Well, it must have been a big night out. They're all a little blurry. We're having a slight problem with the camera. Like, not that you experts would understand issues with technical stuff at all, you know, like having run into it. How are you all? Welcome along to Supanova on a Saturday morning. Thank you for getting out of bed this early.
Thank you for having us.
You know, it's a bit, you know, unusual, isn't it? It's a bit of an experience being up this early. So, all those of you sitting down the back, you are allowed to move closer. All right? It's a scary trailer, but none of them are scary. Well, this one looks a little scary right here, like so, you know. Yeah. Welcome. What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run down the line because I want you all to tell us your own little story. Introduce yourself and how you became attached to the project. So we'll start down the end.
I'm Ronnie as Riskalla, and I'm the writer and director of the film.
So no talent hack. Right, okay. Next.
My name is Rahel Romahn. I play Tez, the character in the trailer you saw. Yeah.
How many bottles of peroxide, you know, to...
Oh, I think about 25 a day,
Wow.
yeah. Just to maintain,
Yeah, what did it do to the hair, though? I mean...
Oh, well, you know, I was trying to audition for Barbie, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie just got it.
Yeah. Well, I can understand that. Yes, like, yeah. Next.
Hi, I'm Veronica Cloherty, and I play Madison in the film.
And this is your first actual feature, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Well done. I mean, it's an intense one to take on for a first role. Yeah.
It's good. It was challenging.
And this is...
I'm Deng, and I play Chol in the trailer.
Yeah, and lovely death scene by the looks of it.
Oh, no, wrong black guy.
Wrong, sorry. I thought it was you.
Yeah, get it right.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no.
Okay, shut up, Peter.
I was the one with the gun.
Oh, you're the one with the gun.
Yeah.
He's avenging.
Oh.
He's avenging.
Oh, okay,
I'm the
right.
Avenger. I'm
So,
the Avenger.
let's go all the way down here.
Sure.
What generated this story in you? What drove you to write this and get this out there?
Well, it's a personal story, loosely based on my life growing up in Western Sydney. Growing up, faced a lot of racism as a child and as a teenager, and it wasn't until it was in my adult life that I encountered another sort of racial, like a visceral sort of encounter with someone. And I thought, let's put pen to paper and let's tell a story about racism, but let's also let's discuss a few things that we've grown up with, like cultural identity and growing up in Western Sydney and what it's like.
Okay, you had one of the greatest lines I've ever heard, which is, "I'm not a drug dealer, I'm a distributor."
It's all semantics, you know.
But is that the key to, say, playing one of these characters? Is the semantics of the character?
Absolutely. I think it's more how people, their perspective on drugs and different drugs, and I guess certain people who grew up in a particular environment see marijuana or certain drugs as a normal thing, and so they don't see the extent or the damage of that, you know?
Okay. Because I also noticed all the hotted up cars, the Cortina, the XY, you know, you went all out in the budget with the big vehicles. Although, having said that, trying to find those cars could have been difficult.
Yeah, we were really lucky because we had a friend of a friend who was an actor in the film as well, and his cousin had all the vehicles. So it was very easy to get the vehicles, and they were in really good condition.
Actually, I must admit, I stopped the trailer watching to do my research for this. You wouldn't believe that I'd actually done any research for this, but, you know, I kept stopping it because the XY that's in there...
Yeah, the XY, yeah.
At a certain angle, it actually kind of looked like a Ford Capri, which is my car. I've owned about 10 of those original Capris, you know, I just love those little things. I think, hey, they got a Capri in this. I'll go watch this show just for this. But then, it's an XY.
Then you realise your Capri was missing.
Yeah, it's like, so that's where it went. Now I know. So, where did you guys get involved in the project? Was it an open audition? Were you thought of? Did you think of any of these guys particularly for the parts?
Well, I've known Rahel for about 15 years now, and I always knew he was such an exceptional, talented actor, and I knew one day that if I had written something that I basically wrote it for him in mind. So there was no better actor to play someone who was loosely based on myself than Rahel Romahn, who is probably one of the best diverse actors in the country.
Okay, so with that
Best
sort
actors
of...
in general, sorry.
With that sort of scenario and what you've just said, you obviously didn't pay him, he's done it for the exposure. Really good, not a problem, just...
It's amazing what $20 gets you.
I know!
I gave him 20 and he said all that
all
lovely...
those nice things about you, that's good. What's your history, right?
I started acting when I was about 13 years of age in a course where I met Ronnie, and he's always been like an older brother to me, and we had a chat one day and he said, let's do a film together. And I said, hey, you know, write a script and let's do it. 1 year later, I opened my inbox. He had his script and it was this amazing film, like a beautiful, emotional epic. And I felt honored and privileged to be able to, or to be asked to do it and to be able to do it. So, yeah.
Because for all of you on the stage, I mean, and I've looked at the trailer and read it quite a few. This is not a story about drugs and gangs, is it? I mean,
no.
This is a story about consequences and redemption.
Yes, definitely. It's a story with hope. It's going through like those low socioeconomic sort of areas where the backdrop is drugs, violence, cultural identity, and all those sort of things that we grappled with growing up. But ultimately, it is about redemption and hope, and that you can find hope growing up in any suburb that has those type of social issues.
Okay. Now, don't forget, you're all ask questions. Hands up if you want to ask a question. It's very important that we get you all involved. This one wants to ask a question. Can I watch the screen this time? No. As I said, first time role for you. How did it come about?
So I actually applied for the role and didn't get it the first time. Not like Rahel over here, the gifted man. But another one of the actors, Elliot, I'd done some work with previously, and he put me forward, and then, Ronnie. You guys are like morphed into the same person.
You're getting your Middle Easterns mixed up.
Ronnie brought me in for an audition, and then I auditioned again, and then I auditioned again, and then, I think he was like, she's the one.
Yep.
Now, again, first role, and there is some intense stuff in there.
Yeah.
Was there any point where you go, am I really ready for this?
It was very nerve-wracking preparing for it. Obviously, once you guys see the film, there's a lot of very intense emotional scenes for my character, and I had to really learn a lot about myself in the process of creating her. And it was very challenging, but obviously very rewarding that we were able to pull those off.
Because she's not a character that you would find just from the script, is she?
No.
As good as the script is, but there are sometimes as an actor, or you'll get a script and you go, oh yeah, I can see that, But she's not a character you would find just in the words.
No, that's right. There's a lot that happens to her before she gets to where she is in the film, and so I had to put a lot of work into creating that story. Who is she? Where did she come from?
And how supportive was the writer-director of you creating your backstory? Because sometimes they can be real pains in the neck about that sort of thing.
No, he was good. Ronnie and I have a lot of intense conversations. But no, it's really great working with Ronnie because he was always so open to my feedback, and everything that I sort of came up with, he would give me, his opinion, and we would collaborate on what I was creating, whether or not it was good for the story, because essentially my character really, without knowing it, really solidifies the journey of Tez. So.
Because Ronnie, for you, you're saying this is sort of autobiographical.
Yeah.
So therefore you would have been very careful with what other people were creating as a background for your story, wouldn't you?
Oh, definitely. All these characters are authentic characters. They're people that I knew, people that I grew up with, and there's a little bit of embellishment there, and there's a little bit of creative license in amping up those characters for entertainment as well. But those people at the core are authentic characters. So these guys here did a fantastic job in getting themselves into those characters, and we had a lot of in-depth conversations about these characters and those nuances and all those little bits and attention to detail for those characters. And then the actors, they bring, a lot more to it than you can write on a page.
Yeah, I originally wanted to play an acrobat version.
Okay.
But Ronnie didn't want me to be he didn't want me to be acrobat.
Oh, how annoying of him. Deng, how did you get involved in this?
I was walking home one night and...
found this script on the ground.
Yeah, I found the script on it now. I actually was walking home one night when Ronnie just messaged me on Facebook, and he was just like, hey, would you like to do this? And I was like, I don't know who you are, but let me think it through. No, so that's how I got involved. He just sort of reached out, and I was, I told him, send me the script and I'll take a look at it, and it was a good idea because I've enjoyed it since then.
Now, Ronnie, for you, where do you go to start to get a film made these days?
To your computer first.
Yeah,
you just start typing and, you come up with an idea and you spend about 3 years writing a script, which is how long this took, and just developing the ideas and running it past family and friends. And, and by the end of it, you think you started a film about gangs and drugs, but it becomes much more. It develops and evolves into something.
How long did it take you to actually shoot the film?
Oh, it was about 30 days to shoot.
Wow, that's all, 30 days.
Yeah. But the whole process took about 7 years.
Yeah, but 30 days to shoot.
30 days to shoot, yeah.
Quite stunning. And you just went, all your neighbours, you said, we're filming in your house, this is what we're doing.
Yeah, pretty much. Everyone that we knew, their houses, their cousins, their uncles, you name it.
Oh.
Even the general community too, we reached out and they were so open to us, shooting in their backyards, their front yards, you name it, yeah. It was such a great community.
Because I will say that shooting a film these days isn't necessarily as intrusive as it used to be with the equipment that you can now use. What did you shoot on?
The Alexa XT studio.
Wow.
So we're talking Hollywood cameras here,
Yeah.
the same cameras that they would have used on Marvel films.
Yeah, that's amazing. So no wonder you all look so fantastic. Not that you don't look fantastic in person, but I've noticed the cinema...
It's too late. It's too late.
Sorry,
we're offended.
Sorry. I want to know how come it's such a drama when you lot are such comedians. Seriously. Because who did the cinematography? Because it's
we
so
had
beautiful.
two cinematographers. One of them's here. Antoine, where are you?
Where are you, Antoine?
There he is there, one of them. And
still working.
I see you're using the high quality stuff this time, Antoine. And you've upgraded. Yeah. Yeah, well,
they shot Avatar on that one.
Yeah.
We had two cinematographers, another one who's not here today. Unfortunately, he's overseas shooting another film, Zachary Peel McGregor, who was an awesome cinematographer as well. So we're lucky to have two cinematographers on the film.
Now, as I said, people got questions, please, they're good. You've got one for
Not
all of
you,
them?
Drew.
Okay. This could be deadly. This is a setup. I can see this.
No, it's just a general one. Did any of you guys feel that the film will get this type of exposure starting on it? Like,
Who wants to answer that one?
No, I didn't. Like I was hoping it would get some sort of exposure, but this amount, no, not really. And it's sort of exciting, and I keep telling Ronnie, it's exciting, especially to be here today and sort of doing this. I love it.
He got a message walking home on Facebook to say the film's doing well. It's like, you know.
every single time, every night, just Ronnie buzzing. It's great.
Over here, yep. Keep answering, everybody. Did you ever think it would do this?
No. I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I started this film. I was just really, really, really happy to be here. So yeah, this has totally blown me away. Yeah, it's exciting.
In my many years of doing this, you often get involved in independent projects and feature projects and, funded ones. As far as an independent project, you just don't know what to expect, You do hope that it reaches this level of exposure. Thanks to Dove Cornets, we were able to organise this and
screening.
Yeah. So
when is the screening? When's your first actual screening?
We've got the world premiere coming up in about, I think, 8 days on Monday, the 26th of June at the Hayden Picture Palace at Cremorne.
Yes.
Yeah, at
Well
7
done.
PM
So
if you want to come.
Tickets still available?
Yes, there are. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'll
They're
be
selling
flying back
fast.
from Perth that particular day, so I would have loved to come and watch it. So
You just
tickets
happened
still
to
available?
be flying back to Perth that day?
From
Just
Perth.
happened?
From
Perth. Oh.
Doing
How
Supanova
convenient.
in Perth. Supanova in Perth, and then coming back. I've known Dov for quite a few years, and he's a big champion of all these things. And it's interesting, I will say, having done a lot of panels now with John Jarrett, John feels Australia is at his best doing this sort of show. Not worrying about big blockbuster things, but this is where we're at our best. This sort of, I don't want to say guerrilla filmmaking, but it is almost guerrilla filmmaking, So congrats, because as I said, it looks
Thank you so
fantastic.
much.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. Question, with your Phantom Ring? No.
Hey guys, first of all, congratulations. The trailer just went to another level, that final trailer along with all the others. So fantastic
Thank you
work.
so
I can't
much.
wait to see it. My question is more for Ronnie, but I'd love to get all your thoughts. When you were writing the script and creating all these characters, did you do like what Quentin Tarantino does and write down particular actors you might want to see and approach for those particular roles?
No, not particularly in this one. I mean, just for the Rahel's character, yes, I knew that Rahel was probably going to play that character, but for everyone else, it was an open casting, pretty much, yeah. So I didn't have anyone particular in mind, but they had to possess, obviously, the qualities that would inhabit those characters, and that's what these guys have done so beautifully.
Yeah, Al Pacino wanted to do it, but I told Ronnie,
But
there's
he's
no
too
way.
old now.
There's no way.
Well, he's just a hack. He's a washed-up hack.
Yeah.
We wouldn't use him.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Nah. Miss Incredible
Al
wants-
Pacino's my favorite actor. So.
Yeah. Miss Incredible wants to ask a question.
So I spotted the Mount Druitt sign in the movie there. What other Western Sydney suburbs can we expect to kind of be in the background of this film?
Oh, okay. So you've got Penrith, Cranebrook, St Mary's, pretty much every suburb within the Mount Druitt suburbs as well. So like Shalvey, Hebersham, I don't know if anyone knows those suburbs, but yeah, pretty much that whole Western Red. Yeah, represent.
Each one of them. He did them in a lot so not one committee would come after him. It's like there's all of these.
Yeah.
It's like, I'll offend the whole western suburbs, not just one bit. So, no, it's like, next projects. What are you working on now?
Developing something at the moment that's at Disney Plus, but it
Wow.
hasn't been greenlit yet. So, so I can't say too much about it. But yeah.
Okay, right.
A couple of random things. Did a cop show for Channel 9 that'll come out soon. Called
RBT doesn't count.
No, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got to stop doing it. I got to
Yeah.
stop drinking and driving. And did the new Mad Max next year is coming out.
Oh,
Have a little part in that.
That's the sequel to the prequel to Fury, right?
Yeah,
isn't it?
Furiosa's
That's it,
character's
yeah,
prequel,
yeah.
which will be
Yeah.
awesome. So yeah, just a couple of things,
Oh, good.
exciting things. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Yes, I actually wrote and directed a short film that I'm also acting in. because I like to bite off more than
Amazing.
I can chew. Which I'm hoping to be finished with my sound design by the end of
What's
this
it
year.
about?
So it's a little bit complex, but it's basically about choices that people make. It's sort of like a sliding doors type of concept, and it just compares decision making across two people's lives and how that affects them in the long run.
And how are you hoping to be able to distribute that?
Yeah, I guess the circuit.
Okay.
I've got to sort of put a plan together, but yeah, if
Well,
I can...
you know, make sure that, you know, Dov will do it through, and make sure we hear about it through the Supanova Facebook so we can all support you.
Thank
Because
you,
once you turn up at one of these things, you're sort of like, we have to just look after you after that.
Oh,
so,
nice.
you know, you become part of the family, and it's like, what are you doing next? All right, we'll all turn up. Because we can sit there and go, we knew them when they turned up. So, like, what you do is start here, and then within 2 years, it's the big room. The big room for you. Deng, what are you working on?
Currently nothing at the moment, but I'm trying my hands on writing and sort of producing and seeing how that goes.
Cool.
So yeah, I've sort of moved, not that I've moved away completely from acting, but I just want to expand my wings a little bit and see what else I can do. Yeah.
Well, there's an old thing that every actor wants to be a writer, every writer wants to be a director, every director wants to be rich. So, you know, it's like, it's like the old every clown wants to do Shakespeare.
Did you just call me a clown? No, I'm kidding.
No.
I think he called you Shakespeare. I wanted to know, is doing the whole shooting in 30 days seems pretty intense. Could you describe what you'd all be doing, like, on a typical day, like how you'd prepare for it, what you'd do, how it would go?
There's a lot involved, I guess. I mean, I wake up, I read what scene we're going to shoot that day, I prepare myself mentally for that. Then we'd go to set, we'd probably rehearse, do the blocking, making sure everyone knows where they're standing, where they're going, where they're walking to. The actors are in makeup, costuming, that sort of thing, and just going through the shooting process, I guess. I don't know if that answered your question or not. Yeah.
Where was this makeup part? Where did that come in? I never
not
sat.
for me, for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Did you not go in makeup?
No, I didn't go in makeup. I don't need makeup. So.
Not touching that one. Not going.
Oh,
anywhere.
no, I know.
No.
I just dived headfirst into a pool of foundation. I just went.
And peroxide.
And peroxide.
Mainly the beginning of my day was trying to get into character whilst also being permanently distracted by Rahel walking around singing and dancing and making jokes, and it was...
Yeah, see, they have all the fun while I'm working hard.
Well, it's interesting because they do say film is the director's medium, whereas stage is the actor's medium. Like, it's when you're on stage is when you own it, whereas in film you're at the mercy of the director and then the editor. How is the interplay on set with all of you?
I think I'm pretty collaborative, as my actors will probably tell you. We pretty much worked everything out before we got to set. I had conversations with each and every actor about their characters and about the story and their arcs and everything. And we workshopped a lot between certain actors, whoever were in scenes together. And so basically, when we got to set, everyone knew what they were doing. And if there was any issues on the day, we would talk about it. We would change things on set because sometimes we felt the actors would come up and say, we don't feel this works, or maybe we need to change this, maybe can we change a dialogue? And I'm always quite open to doing that, because it's whatever, like Veronica said earlier, whatever idea is the best idea, no matter who it comes from.
So it's reasonable to say you're a collaborative director.
Very collaborative, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool. That just means your actors think they're important, though. Don't let them get away with it.
They are important. They're on the face. They're on the posters and they're in the trailers. So
Yeah.
no one sees me.
All right, let them go. Let them go. Any other questions from people? You can ask more than one, by the way. You can ask as many as you want, because we're going to go. Did you get any resistance with telling this story? Because it's a hard truth story, and like where people sort of like no, or go, that's me. You can't put me in your film.
Look, I think there's a lot of strong themes in this film, especially the core theme of racism can get quite political sometimes. So I dare say there was a little bit of pushback from some of the film festivals, which maybe thought it was a little bit too intense for the circuit. But that's just my hearsay, I guess.
But isn't film especially ignoring the current crop of just moneymakers for the sake of moneymakers? Film has always traditionally been something that has been used like art to push boundaries. It's like, this is why you make a Marvel movie, so there's money out there to make Streets of Colour sort of thing. It has to have that balance. If you don't have that balance, then the world's too lopsided.
Yeah, that's very true. And this film has a lot of themes that, will push the boundaries, and I feel like it will start a lot of conversations about the social issues that we've raised. And we've done that in such an authentic and raw and sort of gritty way that it may offend some people. It may cross a few lines, but it's the only way you can educate and inspire when it comes to these really important topics.
Okay, more, yep. Over we come again. You could just have reached out the arm to get
Ronnie.
the microphone, isn't that right?
Ronnie, did you say it may cost some lives? Sorry? Is that what you said? It may cost some lives?
Oh, hasn't he told you three about the sequel?
No,
okay,
no.
Right.
So you mentioned that there's going to be themes of racism and drugs. Are there any other kind of trigger warnings that people should be aware of prior to watching the film?
Just like I said, there's some really strong sort of themes like racial language and that sort of thing. So yeah, that may trigger some traumatic experiences, but I wouldn't say it's done in a way that's very. I mean, it is confronting, but it's just basically language. I think is the thing to to flag.
The triggers are mainly just racial stuff.
Yeah.
There's no other real. Yeah, and violence. Yeah.
Yeah, but the violence isn't intense. It's not. We don't show the violence. It's not very graphic.
Hold on. Yep. Harley's got a question now. Hold on. Oh. Hello, Harley.
Hi. So obviously, with the racial background of the movie, did you find yourselves as an actor and a director learning more of that? Because obviously, being exposed growing up with it, but then being an actor who's playing a role, experiencing it, did that expand your understanding of it?
Anyone want to? Deng? Me?
Yeah, I think sort of growing up with it was a bit challenging, to say the least. But and I think that's why I sort of was what's the word? Not attached, but that's why I sort of had the interest in this script, was because of how real it was, and just not sort of pandering to, as he would say, telling a fake story or whatever, but just the authenticity of it. And I remember just being on set and just Ronnie sort of being like, "Are you okay with this?" and all that sort of jazz. And I don't know why I said jazz, but it's really confronting, because there's a few moments in there, especially for my character, where it does get really personal with some of the stuff that's being said, and I don't want to spoil too much, but it really can get confronting, and sort of having to dig deep into that. I usually try to separate myself, the actor and the character, but this was one of those instances where I couldn't do that, where I had to use those past experiences to be able to play the character truthfully.
I'm curious for you, Rowan, because there is that line, we see it in the trailer, when the mother says, "Why do you hate being Arabic?" And you have that line, that whole, "It's because of how they look at me." It's there are truths in this movie that, and I will say, just from the trailer, the script you've written is beautiful. It's brilliant in terms of, it's confronting with what it says, but the way you've written it to say a lot of this is really very, it's a wonderful script by the looks of it. So I'm really looking forward to when I get to see it. So on that kind of line, does that then bring for you this, do you step out of that and then look back and go, "Oh, gee, did I do that when I was growing up? How do I stop other people feeling like that?" Has this been a learning curve for any of you in terms of How do I therefore stop this from being perpetuated?
Totally. Well, when I was younger, and I think we all deal with, if it's not racism, it's something else. You know, we're all belittled for one facet or another in life, and we can all kind of get along in that way. For me, as I was growing up, if there was racial stuff happening, like racism, what I tried to do, which helped me get through it, was I disassociated this idea of like the spirit and the physical vessel. And so the spirit inside is the driver of this vehicle, and I can't control what people think about the vehicle that I've been given. All I can do is allow the spirit to see it in a different way. So, but what this character deals with that line of dialogue is that his soul and his vehicle are so intertwined that it's really painful for him to be able to be looked at a particular way, and it penetrates, you know, emotionally. So, yeah, but I think when it happens in real life, it's like, it's a terrible thing, right? It's just an uncomfortable moment of malevolence. But to recreate it on screen is an opportunity for people who may not have experienced it to experience it in a safe space, because it's for an artistic purpose, and you experience it, and then you're able to deconstruct the behavior as a viewer, and so it's for a greater good, you know? When you do it on screen in a film, there's a purpose for it, and we all understand that purpose, and that's why we allow ourselves to be in a vulnerable position.
That's an excellent answer. I can see a new sci-fi movie for you.
Yeah, why not, you know?
Yeah, non-corporeal form
Yeah.
takes over different human bodies.
That's right.
To experience what they experience, to judge the human race.
You hacked into my
Ronnie,
email.
Can I direct that?
You can write it and direct it. It's all right.
As long as you fund it.
We've already started the new Phantom TV series this morning that we created.
Nice.
Now we've got another one. So here we go. What's going on? Any other questions? Keep coming with the questions, people. Well, you want me to go all the way up there?
Then he says, I forgot.
Yeah, the question was how long was it going to take me to walk up here. Right, thank you.
How hard was it for you to get funding for the film? Like, when you first got the idea, how long did it take until you knew you could actually afford to make the movie?
About 4 years. Funding is probably the most impossible thing for independent filmmakers. So you have to sort of dip into your own pockets, if you like, go into your own mortgage offset, friends, family, and then just looking for private investors. I mean, we tried this, the government funding channels, but we weren't very successful. But we had a great bunch of people around us, friends, family, that helped us fund this film.
Why do you feel the government funding wasn't successful?
Very hard to say.
Yeah,
you'll have to ask my producer that one.
Yeah, it is interesting because having worked with government-funded projects in the past, it's very interesting how
it's very selective.
It is.
I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I know. We won't go down that path. This is all positive stuff. We won't go down the negatives. So yeah. Okay, we've got more questions to keep coming. No, yeah, that's all right. You can ask as many as you want.
Yeah, sorry, it's me again. So you mentioned that you had to do a lot of self-funding and things like that. Other than seeing the movie and purchasing tickets, what is the best way to support a film like this and its production?
The grassroots way, by social media, telling your friends and family about it, and supporting local film, because everyone goes and sees all the big films, but these are the films that need the help the most. So just telling people about it.
And places like the Orpheum are making that happen, which is really good, because
right.
for a long time there, a lot of the cinemas wouldn't even look at doing things like this. So it's support places like the Orpheum and that who are, if you're going to go see a blockbuster, go and see it at the Orpheum. Then go and see these guys, okay? It's like, something that seems to have disappeared is crowdfunding.
Yeah, it's still around.
But it seems to have burned itself out,
Yeah,
hasn't
I think
it?
people are sick and tired of supporting, little ventures, I guess.
I think COVID was part of that.
Yeah, exactly.
COVID came in,
And
everyone
inflation.
couldn't work. Economically things changed, and so it became about preserving one's own ability to maintain.
Did you film this during COVID, or was it?
We just filmed just before COVID had happened.
Oh.
I remember being on set and people were whispering about something that was happening, and we were too busy in the middle of it to even know what was happening. So we had just finished before it sort of kicked in.
Okay.
Yeah, we were lucky.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Any more questions? some intense thoughts going on. You've provoked a lot of interest in this, I can assure you of that. Do you have a website for it? Facebook page? Where can we find out everything about it?
Yeah, we've got a Facebook page, Streets of Colour. We've got our production company, Skycross Entertainment. You can find the film on there. Screen Inc., Instagram, pretty much all the social media sites.
Okay, so make sure you all look it up. And you all have your own, obviously. Now, this is a question. Do you have your own professional Facebook, whatever, or is it a personal one?
I don't. I just have a personal one.
Okay.
I deactivated Facebook.
I don't blame
I just
you.
barely go on it, so yeah.
I found that myself. I just do not go there. I don't go to Instagram anymore.
Everyone has their social media of choice, I think.
yeah.
Whether it's TikTok, Instagram. Instagram seems to be the one at the moment, but TikTok for videos, I guess.
Yeah, do you know, Twitter is the worst place in the world. Never went there. It was horrible. It was just
more for the Americans, I think.
Yeah, well, no, Twitter seemed to be the place if you just wanted to be a total a-hole.
It's
that's
a deep,
where you
dark
went.
abyss.
Yeah.
I tried it once. No.
No. It's like, do I want to get depressed and suicidal? I'll go on Twitter. Yeah, it's great.
And with the word limit, they render you incapable of being able to like break down complex thoughts and ideas. So you have to do it through 5 different posts.
That's a good point.
Well, it is owned by Elon Musk now, so complicated thoughts. No, I didn't say that. I'll get in trouble. All right. So, would you work together again?
Oh, definitely. I mean, who doesn't want to work with such exceptional, talented actors?
Yeah, definitely. I would.
I see it happening, definitely.
Absolutely. All wonderful people. The only way I'll work with him again is if I can play that acrobat finally.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's great. Wonderful people, wonderful souls, great energies, hungry, talented. Yeah. Why wouldn't you want to work with them again?
Does that make the difference? Doing a show where everybody is now like, we're hungry, we want this. So
I think number one thing is just like being friendly and polite. You know, you can love it or like not be too into it, but as long as you're polite and respectful, I think, and easy to be around, people will. That's the thing they remember: your energy, you know, and how you make them feel.
So there were no divas on set.
Maybe
There's always one.
Stop looking at me.
You're not here.
I'm looking at
It's
you,
you, Rahel.
for sure.
All right. What we're going to do is thank our guys for being with us. Give them a big round of applause. We're going to run your trailer again, so sit there for 1 second so we can just go back to that in just a moment.
Thank you, everyone, for sitting here.
Thank you all for coming.
And thank you to Supanova as well.
You'll be you're down at the Film Inc. booth, aren't you? Down with
That's right.
Yeah, you can come and see us at the Film Inc. booth.
Yeah.
We've got posters there, and the actors are going to sign the posters, and yeah, you can buy some there.
So get them now, because 10 years from now, they'll cost you a fortune. We'll have them in the main guest signing area after they've done their latest Marvel or DC or... Quick one for each one of you. Is there a superhero product you'd love to be a part of?
Oh, yes.
Superman?
Yeah.
So you're trying to catch up with Tyler all weekend?
Yeah, I will, for sure.
I'll tell you a funny story about that in a second. Yes?
Okay. Probably one of the ones no one knows, you know? Like to make one of the lesser known kind of average man or something.
Well, no, but it's interesting because when they made Iron Man was actually a B-list.
There you go, yeah.
Yeah, he was actually a B-list Marvel character, but he was the best of what Marvel was allowed to use because they'd sold off the rights to Spider-Man, X-Men. So there you go.
Yeah, there's something there.
I'm wondering if they're going to bring back the Wonder Woman franchise. Go girls! Yeah.
Yeah,
Obviously, as a new.
Well, now
product.
James Gunn's involved. It's like I think I know like it's all the old DC stuff that was happening has kind of gone. No, we're not doing that again now.
They're just rebooting. That's all they do. Constantly rebooting.
It's a bit like they used to do that with the comics.
Yeah.
See, Marvel, if they wanted to do something with a character, they would do something like Iron Man's Demon in a Bottle, where he became an alcoholic. Marvel would put their characters through character arcs to give them a new edge. DC would get to the point and go, we tried that, it happened on a different Earth.
Yep.
You know, it was like, and then that's where you got the Crisis on
Infinite.
Yes, and all those sort of things, and they just go, just go, oh, And then they got so many different Earths running, that's why they wrote the whole, which if you watch the Flash TV series.
Which was a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the funny part with that at the end, you know where the guy comes up and asks them to sign...
The Anti-Monitor, or which
no,
season was
the very end where the guy comes up and goes to Kara and Barry, would you sign this photo?
Yeah.
That's the writer of... That's the writer of the comics.
Oh, wow. Oh, really?
Yeah, and those two characters are the characters he killed, actually in Crisis on Infinite Earth. Yeah. So it's my mind's gone blank of his name, but that was why it was such a funny running gag. So it's like that they did him do that. So yeah. Well, we look forward to when you're in them, in your next big important ones. This is an important one because of the message it's getting out there. So Orpheum, Monday the 26th. Be there, people. Still tickets available. Give the guys a big round of applause. We're going to roll their trailer. Have one more look at it. Stay there. Stay there.
Well, that's not every day I get to meet a drug dealer.
I don't judge, I just deliver.
To everyone.
I've got labourers in construction, corporate geeks, grandmothers.
How are you?
I'm not a drug dealer. I'm a distributor.
This
guy's virgin lungs, huh?
This is a big decision I have to make.
I said I'm sorry, babe. What more do you want from me?
Why'd you have to be friends with these wogs?
Go back to your country, you stupid wogs.
This suburb is called Durrock. It's blackfella land.
Hey, little brother. Look at you, eh? So cute. Side order of white guilt.
What are you gonna do about it, guys?
God! What are you done, guys?
So, what's your story then?
I have no story.
Now tell me what happened.
Please, team, don't take my son away from me. I need him. I need my son.
How long have you been clean?
Where's your buddy Tears? I haven't seen him in a long time.
Where is he?
Because of the drugs.
Not everything's about drugs.
Why you hate to be Arabic so much?
Because I hate the way they look at me.
It's 5 minutes. That's all I want to do. I just want to have a quick conversation for 5 minutes just to say hello.
I never get to see him walk. I didn't get to be there for his first birthday. What are you doing, Vicky? Why are you hurting?
Tina! What about the baby? Where are my rights? I just want to see my son.
You control your life, son, not the other way around.
You got balls now, disrespecting your employer?
I see a different version, Terrence.
It's the best version of me.
You've already missed 2 years. You're never gonna get that back.
Get in your work box.
It's my fault.
It's not your fault.
You ungrateful dog.
You're a tough guy. Is that what you are now?
You don't even care, do you?
You never know what's going to punch you in the back of the head.
Give the team a big round of applause. Thank you for joining us this morning. Catch them down at the filming stage. Make sure you go down, get some autographs, get some signatures. Thank you very much for being with us.